We are at Monument Park, Yankee Stadium,
The
with
one
a
and
man,
only.
with a man who has seen over 1,000 games of the New York Yankees, Chris Polek, joining us here. And Chris, do you remember your very first Yankee game?
I do.
Tell us the story.
I was with my uncle, July 1976, and we were losing 7-0. I refused to leave the game, and Chris Chambliss hit a grand slam home run in the bottom of the ninth, but we still lost 7-4 to the Orioles.
So, Chris Chambliss, I believe, here, Chris, just move back so people can start to get a little bit of a view as the sun is starting to set over the third baseline here. What is the special appeal for you, for the New York Yankees? What do the Yankees represent?
They represent to me legendary history.
Monument Park,
Ruth,
Gehrig, Mantle, keep going.
Mantle, Yogi Berra, Don Mattingly, Roger Maris,
Donnie Baseball,
Phil Rizzuto,
Billy Martin, is he
Billy
in here?
Martin is here.
Yeah.
Joe Torre is here too, and newer ones like Derek Jeter, and also Mariano Rivera.
And the late great Thurman Munson.
Yes, the captain.
Yeah, the captain.
Yep.
Who died, of course, tragically far too young. Now, you've been a hardcore Yankee fan since that day in 1976. Chris Chambliss was part of that string of Yankee victories. Let's talk a little bit, though, about one of the most famous Yankees. The straw that stirred the drink, as he self-proclaimed, Mr. October Reggie Jackson.
Yes. Well,
Where did you land on the Reggie Jackson thing?
Oh, I loved Reggie Jackson. And as a matter of fact, that first game that I ever went to, that first Yankee game, Reggie Jackson was actually playing for the Orioles that year. And the next year, he was signed by Steinbrenner. And then we started winning World Series after that.
When Reggie came to New York,
we won.
Reggie promised that he would become so famous in New York that they would name a candy bar after him, and I think they did.
They did. Just like Babe Ruth, they got one.
Exactly.
The Reggie bar.
Now, you bring up Babe Ruth, the Bambino, the Sultan of SWAT. Isn't it interesting to you, Chris, how all these years later, nearly 100 years later since the 1927 Yankees and Murderers Row, Babe Ruth is still baseball's greatest legend? How do you explain that?
I think you just said the word right there. It's because he's legendary. He was, he was above everything there. He was the original legend of baseball that everybody knows. So he was one of the original Hall of Famers, and he was the benchmark that to be compared to as becoming a baseball legend.
Well, I'm going to get you to do a very quick tour of Monument Park. So we're going to navigate through. There's an overflowing crowd here. In fact, there's a lot of Met fans because the Mets are playing the Yankees tonight. It's the Subway Series. So, Chris, as you do the play-by-play commentary, take us through all the numbers and all the history real quick.
Well, first we've got Jackie Robinson directly behind us. Everybody, his numbers retired by every team in baseball. And that as we walk ahead here, we've got we start off with Lou Gehrig, the first retired number.
So yeah, we've got to turn the camera around so folks can see it. There's the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig. Then we got the Babe. And then we didn't even mention number 5, the Yankee Clipper, Chris.
Joe DiMaggio.
Tell us about Joe DiMaggio. Where have you gone?
Yes, he had the 56-game hitting streak, and I was actually here for Joe DiMaggio's last appearance at Yankee Stadium. That was in September or April of 1999.
Joe DiMaggio, a nation turns its lonely eyes to you. Look, we've got a real crowd here. And we're going to have to sign off. But we could talk all day, Chris, about Monument Park here at Yankee Stadium. Do you have any final thoughts? for the people watching, literally the millions of people watching all over the internet, the dream of getting to where you are today?
Oh, I mean, every time you walk into Monument Park, and I've been here many times, but you can just feel the history going right through you. And there are so many retired numbers here, most in baseball probably. But every time I look through here, I see these numbers, and I remember games and a lot of these retired numbers where I had been at these games. So it brings back the memory of those games that I was at.
It's all about history and heritage. Never forget, with Chris Polek here at Yankee Stadium, it's been said that you can't create a legend without a story. And you might be only one story away from creating your own legend.